Is either day 1 or day 2, depending on whether you use C++ array nomenclature or not and start from 0. And we are in Breisach, Germany. And today is on deck in the morning. We're just taking the included tour, which is a trip through the Black Forest. But the afternoon should be spectacular because we're going to the Colmar World War II Museum, which our program director said is one of their most popular tours. It's right up there with the trip to the beaches of Normandy and on the Paris to France tour. So we're really looking forward to that. And this is the ship, the Viking Vidar. I almost said Viking Braggy because it still doesn't feel. Yeah. Still doesn't feel like it. It's for real. That's our room back there towards the back of the ship on the left-hand side there. See people out on their balconies. There's our wraparound balcony. So yeah, today'll be a good day. All right, so we'll be back with you from the Black Forest. I'm hoping we actually get out to walk this a little bit. The program director used the very frightening words motor coach tour when he described the program last night, so hopefully we're not just on this bus driving around, but we'll see. So we are in the Black Forest. This is the cuckoo clock, the famous cuckoo clock that strikes every half hour that you see on everybody's YouTube video and everybody's pictures. But much more importantly, there are times in life when you really begin to question the choices that you've made, and today is one of them. And I guess I'll sum the story up best with an anecdote that our original program director, Daniel, from the Viking tour, which you can see on my Viking tour crew montage video, he told us on the night before we disembarked. He said he had an anecdote that he wanted to relate about a guy who came on a cruise back in the early 1980s, and the story basically goes, on the first night of my cruise, I saw a wall built by the Romans in a church from the 14th century with a statue of a man riding a horse with a bird on his head. And then ... On the 17th day of my cruise, I saw a stone wall built by the Romans in a church built in the 14th century with a statue of a man riding a horse out front with a bird on his head. So after riding a bus up a mountain for the last hour, we're now, the only thing that's missing from this story is a statue of a man riding a horse with a bird on his head. So we're gonna do the Black Forest and see how things go today, and hopefully from Colmar this afternoon things will get a lot better. But cuckoo clocks and Black Forest cake is the story of the morning. Yeah, so we're waiting for the next minute or so. The cuckoo clock is gonna cuckoo, or strike, I guess. Yeah, I guess there's a cuckoo door on top there. Oh, here we go. So that was the cuckoo clock strike. Of course, I'm forever reminded of the story of Black Forest cuckoo clocks that you can see in my Passau video, where the cuckoo clock store in Passau says, "Oh yeah, they pay the tour guides in the Black Forest to say that they have the best cuckoo clocks," when in reality the ones in Passau are actually better, and it's a wonderful store. So yeah, but that was the cuckoo clock strike in the Black Forest. So we're about to go on a hike here, and we'll see how that is. Yeah, guys, so we're in the Black Forest, and there's a waterfall in there. We've been on this hiking trail. The commentary is a little bit difficult because I've got our tour guide in my ear right now as I'm doing this for you. But this has actually been quite good because it's been a rather steep climb up here, so it's been kind of fun. We're about to walk over the top of the waterfall right now. So this is coming up here on the left is the waterfall in the Black Forest. At least one of the waterfalls in the Black Forest. And the water kind of goes down there. Originates from up here in the mountains here. We'll take a quick walk up here, see if there's anything else. This is kind of called making the most of what you got here, so that's what we're doing here at this minute. And possibly mercifully, I just my radio on my with my tour guide just cut out in my ear, so now I can actually think for half a second. This trail, I imagine, goes along for quite a while because there's many walking tours in the Black Forest. I think we'll walk up here to the bridge and then turn around. You see this bridge up here in the distance, because we're going to see a Black Forest cake demonstration, and that's up in about 15 minutes or so. So we definitely don't want to miss that. We'll walk over here to this hand railing and then turn around. These two, I don't know, these two are on our ship as well. I don't know what they're up to, but yeah. So the Black Forest waterfalls, good stuff. Yeah, and just before we go down the stairs, there's the you can see kind of the base of the waterfall down there as the river heads downstream. Our tour director kind of had a funny line. He said this is not Niagara Falls, so don't walk around the corner expecting to see Niagara Falls. So I thought that was a funny line, but of course, having been to Niagara Falls many times while growing up, it's kind of even Niagara Falls isn't so impressive to me anymore. But yeah, so the waterfalls in the Black Forest. Yeah, guys, so before we go and watch the Black Forest cake demonstration, this is an overhead railway trestle, and it had kind of a neat story behind it. It was rebuilt in 1947 after the Second World War, but what actually happened was as you might imagine, it was the target of many Allied bombing runs, but our guide told us they didn't succeed in knocking it down with the bombing runs. What they did is they attached large helium-filled balloons in it, so it obscured the view of the high altitude bombers. so they weren't successful in hitting it. And of course, they didn't have laser guided bombs back then. And then the helium balloons also, the low flying fighters, they didn't want to get tangled up in the helium filled balloons, so they couldn't hit it either. So when it was actually destroyed, it was destroyed by the retreating German troops who blew it up on their way back to Germany, so that they couldn't be followed. So that's the overhead railroad trestle here at the entrance to the Trail of the Black Forest. And now on to that much awaited Black Forest cake presentation.